When I was a junior in high school, my history teacher asked me to stay after class and help organize some old textbooks. It was already after 5:30 p.m. by the time we finished. The school was almost completely empty. The hallways felt different without hundreds of students talking. Every footstep echoed through the building. As I packed my backpack, Mr. Harrison apologized for keeping me late. He said, "Just make sure you leave before the janitor locks the east wing." I laughed, but those words stayed with me. I walked toward my locker. The lights in the hallway were already turning off section by section to save electricity. Half the hallway was bright. The other half was almost completely dark. I grabbed my books and started walking toward the main entrance. That's when I heard a classroom door slowly creak open behind me. I turned. Room 214. The door had been closed only seconds earlier. Now it stood halfway open. Inside, the lights were off. I figured maybe a teacher forgot something, so I kept walking. Then, I heard a chair scrape across the floor, very slowly, like someone was dragging it. I looked back again. Silence. Curiosity got the better of me. I walked toward room 214. The hallway suddenly felt freezing cold. Every classroom around it was locked, except this one. I pushed the door open. The room was empty. Rows of desks, teacher's desk, whiteboard, nothing unusual, until I noticed one chair sitting in the very center of the room, facing the back wall, not facing the teacher, just the wall. I stepped inside. The floor creaked beneath my shoes. Then I heard another sound, a whisper, right behind me, so quiet I couldn't understand the words. I spun around. Nobody. My heartbeat was pounding. I told myself I was imagining things. Then, the classroom door slammed shut. The room went completely silent. I rushed to the door. It wouldn't open. I pulled harder. Nothing. Then every classroom light suddenly turned on at once. Bright white, almost blinding. And that's when I saw something reflected in the classroom window. Someone standing directly behind me. Tall, wearing what looked like an old student uniform. Its face was completely hidden in shadow. I turned around instantly. Nothing. The room was empty. When I looked back at the window, the figure was closer, much closer, standing only a few feet away. But when I turned again, there was still nobody there. My breathing became heavier. I backed toward the door. Then the whisper returned. This time, I understood it. Sit down. The chair in the center of the room slowly slid backward. On its own. Screech. Stopping directly in front of me. Like it was waiting. Every instinct told me not to sit. I grabbed the doorknob one last time. It finally turned. I threw the door open and sprinted into the hallway. As I ran toward the exit, every classroom door on both sides of the hallway began opening one after another. Like invisible students were leaving class. But the hallways were completely empty. I never looked back. I burst through the front entrance and didn't stop running until I reached my car. The next morning, I asked the school custodian if anyone had been in room 214 after school. He looked confused. Then he said, "Room 214, that classroom hasn't been used in almost 20 years." I laughed nervously. He didn't. He told me a student had collapsed there during evening detention decades ago. Ever since then, teachers refused to stay in that room after sunset. I never stayed late at school again. And every time I passed room 214, there was always one chair, sitting alone, facing the back wall, waiting for someone to take a seat. Have you ever stayed alone in your school after dark? Because sometimes, when the classrooms are empty, they aren't really empty at all.